Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to do another board game unboxing from a franchise which we have a lot of games of. And this is Shadows of Brimstone, the first official expansion for it. Shadows, big box expansion anyway. Shadows of Brimstone, Caverns of Cynder expansion. It was the first expansion for City of the Ancients and Swamps of Death, both of which we have unboxings for quite a few years ago. We did about, I think, for like 3 or 4, maybe even 5. No, I think might have even been longer than that. About 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere around there. I know it was right after COVID, so maybe 4 years ago, 3 to 4. But anyway, we did one for City of Ancients. We did one for Swamps of Death, and we did one for the Forbidden Fortress. This one was the first expansion for the City of Ancients that came out. It didn't have much to it, but since then a lot has been added to it, as far as enemies and just different things you can. Yeah, mostly enemies though. Mostly enemies and stuff. It was kind of lackluster. With enemies and the big boss and all that stuff too, but the other expansions for it later on were either much bigger or just had more to them. But anyway, yeah, this is one I kind of didn't get for a while. Number one, because it was unavailable for a little while when I first started collecting Shadows of Brimstone stuff. And number two, it didn't really get great ratings. I think I was a Dungeon Dive. I watched their review of it, kind of, and he said it was probably one of the lackluster expansions for the game. So I kind of wasn't too didn't make it a priority to get. And then finally, when it did become available, I think I might have gotten it right before it became readily available by Flying Frog Productions again. And I think I might have got it off of eBay. I can't remember what if I did or not, but I think I did. But anyway, so then I got it, and it sat around for a number of years through a bunch of moves, and but I finally started getting back into Shadows of Brimstone a little bit now. Still haven't played it much of a campaign, but I've been watching a lot of playthroughs on it, and decided this summer, 2025, I'm gonna play more of it. But anyway, this is Caverns of Cynder, the first expansion. So without further ado, enough of my blabbing, and let's take a look at it. So it's an Otherworlds expansion by Jason C. Hill, the designer of Shadows of Brimstone, and Flying Frog Productions. So let's take a look at it. Hopefully I can do it without disturbing my setup here. So there's the back of the box, as usual. The back of the box is terrific. Kind of gives you a overview of the tiles and everything you get in the box there. So anyway, see if I can read this without causing too much of a thing. I might not be able to read it, just because it's kind of hard to see from where I'm recording it here. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to really read it, I don't think. I might read it once it gets into the rule book. But yeah, I'm going to take the shrink off of it and finally get it to the table. All right, so let me take a look and see if I can get it going here. Use my X-Acto knife. See if I can get it here. But yeah, I think I did a couple of unboxings. Well, I know I did a couple of character unboxings for other characters, like the Doctor and the Cowboy and things like that. So let me see if I can get it. All right, it's coming off finally. After years of sitting around the shelf for shame, it's coming off. Pause. Apologize for the back of it. Okay. All right, so there's the shrink off of it. Let's see if I can get this right here without having that fall down. There we go. All right. So here comes the box cover. Try to set this up there. Take a look and make sure it's centered and everything. Yep, there we go. All right, I'm gonna pull this stuff off to the side and show you what's in the box finally. All right, so here's, I think, the only enemy in the pack is the Lava Men. This is right on top. Again, here's the enemy card for it. It's a large size enemy. The models of this aren't the greatest. They're pretty basic. In fact, this is one, again, being the first expansion, the modeling has gotten a lot better since then, but here's the enemy card here, and it's got a, those of you who play Shadows of Brimstone know that each monster has abilities. It has to hit rolls of range and melee. So it's got a range of 4+, which is about 50%, exactly 50%. Melee 4+, 50%. Combat, it throws 4 dice through damage of 3 each for each hit there. It's got a defense of 3, and it's got a health of 10 plus base health of 10, and then 5 for each hero that you have in your party there. And then it's got some elite abilities here. I'm not going to really go into them, but you can see them here. You can pause them if you like. Apologize for the lighting. It's the best I can get where I'm at right now. So, and then you have its brutal side over here. Yeah, for some reason this was sitting on top of everything. And there's the brutal side, of course, tougher. Same to hit numbers, but the damage is more, and the health is more, and the defense is more, and the abilities and elite abilities are more too. All right. So there you go, and let's take a look at the book here. The adventure book is not too big. It's only 16 pages. So I'll see if I can show this to you without disrupting my setup here. Okay. All right, so as usual, it's got its game contents in here. The tiles are kind of cool. You know, they're okay. The artwork is decent. It's got different lava spots on them, which I'll show you when I get to the tiles. Which when you go through them, you have to roll to see if you get burned by the lava, that kind of stuff. And then you have different lava. What do you call them? Burning markers here. You got to put on the tiles too. As usual, like with all Shadows of Brimstone stuff, it's got tons of tokens and everything. Most of which you use, a lot of which you don't use. The main reason I really wanted to get this one open too is because of these things here, the poker chip tokens, which are for experience, to track your experience. You don't have to write everything down on a pen and paper, you know, which I had done before. And that when I just had the base sets, but and then you have your Caverns of Cynder card over here, which basically talks about the burning markers and everything too. I think it talks about clothing. If you're wearing clothing in the Caverns of Cynder, you got to roll for damage too, because your clothing could be set on fire or whatever too, or you know, cause you injury. Lava spaces, what to do with the lava spaces. Sorry if it's just kind of awkward to show everything where I'm at. Let's see, burning markers, yeah, how to use them. And then here are the different quests and everything, cracks in reality. Defend the bridge, which is a pre-made map setup. Dark deal. Fire and ash. Hunt for liquid darkstone. And then broken seals, which I've seen that one several times. Broken seals, you have to seal up stuff. And so those are all the basic quests that comes with Otherworld's Caverns of Cynder. Basically, you know, it's basically like a cave of lava. And it shows you how to paint the lava men, which is not too hard to do. Again, they're not very, the molds and sculpts aren't very great of these guys, which I'll show you in a minute. And then they have like different other enemies you can incorporate from the base sets. I think they come from the Caverns of Cynder and the not sorry, the City of the Ancients, and I think Swamps of Death. Um, these are enemies. They provide the enemy cards if you don't have those, the core sets. So they provide you with these, and they give you like tokens, I think, instead of the models if you don't have them. So you can still use them. So essentially, I guess you have three enemies they give you to use initially. But you're definitely going to want to add enemies to this, enemy packs and stuff like that. And then on the back, this is just the basic, if you roll the doubles roll, which you're familiar with Shadows of Brimstone. If you roll doubles, it's all bad except for double sixes, which is good. But they're basically the same things as the other ones. A little different. There might be some differences in what they cause. Like ambush attack is the same in both. I mean, in most of the sets, Dark Dread, Growing Dread cards, Creeping Darkness for double threes, Fires of Cinder double fours, the Burden of Judgment number 5 is for double fives, and Flicker of Hope is for the good stuff for double six. So yeah, so basically it's just a reference chart there. I think they give you an actual chart in the box, which we'll see in a minute. All right, so that's the small core book there, and I got lots of tiles. Oh, if I can get to them. But here are the tiles and the tokens and everything. Give me a second to get these out. Find my X-Acto knife. Try not to cut myself with it. But yeah, I figured in another week or so I'll be off from my co-op from school for the summer, for my main job, and then I'll have some free time to be able to play. Hopefully get this to the table a little bit. I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to record. Again, I'm going to have to work on my lighting setup and my lights and cameras and all that stuff, and hopefully maybe start filming some Shadows of Brimstone stuff. I've always wanted to since I've gotten it. I just, like I said, haven't had the setup for it. But hopefully we can rectify that. All right, so this is the first one right here. So this is basically just your starting. Looks like a mine entrance right here on this side, the entrance tile, and then these are just lava markers here, and lava markers there, and then these are ones you place on the actual map tiles if certain spaces turn into lava tokens. And I'll show you the back of it. The back of it is the Caverns of Cynder side, right here. Doesn't look like there's any spaces on here that you have to roll to see if you get a burning marker on the entrance tile, but I'm sure later on in the other tiles. Yeah, as you can see here, if you see the 5 pluses, so basically when you move through the tiles, if they have one of these squares on it, these are squares right here, 4 squares in this. When you move through it, you have to roll a d6 for it, and you have to get if you get a 5, if you have to get a 5 plus to, I think, survive it. I think that's the way it works. And not otherwise you take damage. But that's just the base tile there. And then here are some of the tiles here. These are just basically the basic T-junctions and the end caps for the mine side. These will look familiar if you have the base sets. And then the back side, I guess the artwork's okay. I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of it, but it's okay. It does the job, let's just say that. And yeah, these look like they're, the T-junctions and then the straight passages. So we'll get to the other tiles here. And then this one is the, what do you got? Cinder amulets. And then these are more of the cross, excuse me, the cross tile, cross junction tile, short passage, end, like a left turn or right turn passage, more end cap stuff. So And then the back of it. See if we can. I'll take this out just to show you. If I can. Yeah, I don't really want to rip it. It's not. Yeah, there you go. It comes out pretty good, but yeah, this is just the cross passage here, which you've probably seen in most Caverns of Cynder games. I mean, Shadows of Brimstone games. And here's just one big tile. A rail passage on this one. I'm not sure what those tokens are. Oh, Hellfire. Looks like they're Hellfire tokens. Yeah, Hellfire. But yeah, different expansion. I think these are for the Hellbats tokens you can use for the enemies. If you don't have the models, which I do. I think I've even got them painted up too. And then these are lava. Yeah, these are for the lava bats. Yeah. The Hellfire Succubi expansion is a good mission pack is a good one to get for this too. But yeah, that's the lava side here. Let's see if I can get this so you can see it. See that? If you see that 5+ there, those are tiles. If you move through those, you have to roll to see if you get burned. And then those are 6+ there, so you don't really want to go into those because those are real hot lava. You have to roll a 6. I forgot which. If you roll just 1 on those, I think you do. So it's easy to get burned on those. So you want to kind of stay in the middle on those. But yeah, so there's some map tiles to punch out. To show you another one. Yeah, these are just for another enemy here. Looks like these are Souls of the Damned. So it might be another enemy that's in there. More lava bat tokens, Hellfire stuff on here. And then just another big tile. Again, there's not much to these tiles. It's just, they're kind of neat, I guess. And then just the rail tunnel right here, another rail tunnel. And here we go. Here is what I wanted to showcase primarily. So these are your experienced poker chips here. I guess I could use regular poker chips too, but I don't have I don't think I do. No, I don't have any poker chips that I know of, else I'd be using them. But these will come in handy of doing the experience and everything. And I know the money tokens, I think, are in the Derelict Ship expansion, which I have, which, again, is not open yet. But this is kind of a neat tile. Kind of like lava pools there or something like that, or pools, and you have to move through there. Maybe they're not lava pools, just little shallow water pools. And then that was the mine side, actually, so it's not the lava side. That was the mine side of it. This is the lava side of it. There we go. And quite a few, actually, tiles in here. There's quite a few in these old expansions. They did give you quite a few map tiles, which is cool. And then I think these are to help you with if your hero cards, if you need to modify stuff on your hero cards, I think for the 2+, 3+, 4+. And then some other tokens on here. And then just to get to the other worlds here, the end caps there to go through the portals. And just to show you that, is here. Voila. Alright, and some more here, some more of the tokens. This one's a little bit smaller one. Again, there's not really much to the artwork on these. Nothing that exciting. Later on, they would get better in their tiles and everything. It's kind of a neat little pool on the mine side. And it looks like these are kind of some of the tokens I don't think you use that much of. Could be wrong, but I know the Flying Frog is famous for putting tokens, at least early on, for tokens that you never really use. But you can house rule stuff, I guess, and add little things in it if you wanted to. So, and then just the Cynder side. shadow shards in here too, whatever those are. Let's see here. Scrolls, I guess for quests probably. And then these are liquid darkstone, which is a thing in this. I guess that's a new thing that was added to this. So another form of darkstone, which causes the corruption and stuff. And then containers, ancient containers, probably for a quest, one of the missions. And then just more, another map tile. And different markers with numbers on it for different things. Got a few more left, not too many more. And then some more markers and tokens and everything. And the mine tile. Again, I just wanted to film this because I've been filming everything else, and I just wanted to have this thing about unboxing stuff. I don't play stuff until I unbox it and do a video on it, which kind of like causes stuff to sit and shrink wrap longer than it really should, a lot longer sometimes. Okay, it's kind of a neat little passage of the bridge here. I think this is one of the map setups there where you have to cross the bridge, and the holes there, you can't walk across those. I think you can, flying creatures like hellbats can go across them, but you can't like walk across them, I don't think, unless you have something that allows you to. I think you can shoot across them though. Obviously you can't do melee across them, but here's more of the poker chips, and it's kind of a neat in the back here, these little fire things here. Just 3 more, almost done. And then this is kind of like, I think that's the Cynder side there. And just a bunch of the higher experience chips. No, that's not the Cynder, that was the mine side, and that's the Cynder side. 2 more, that's it. And then here's the mine side of this thing right here. And Chronicles, again, for quests and missions. And then the Cynder side. So nothing too exciting. They'll get better in the other sets too, but again, that's why one of the reasons why this was kind of lackluster. It has gotten a lot better with all the different enemies that you add to it and everything, so I am looking forward to playing this. But mainly wanted to get it just for the chips and everything. Make it easier on my record keeping. Okay, and nope, that was it. So now I just got to show you the cards. So inside the box here, there's not much left. Not a ton of plastic in this. This is pretty much the insert. That's it with it. Not too much to the insert, but let me get the little plastic that's in it. This probably has the least plastic of anything that Shadows of Brimstone has to offer. And that's all you get, basically, is these 3 lava men. Only 3. You think they would add, they could have gave you like 6 anyway. But it's kind of cheap as far as I'm concerned. This was a little cheaper expansion too, so. Yeah, these are the lava men. They're, I mean, on the plus side, they're not much to them, but they're easy to, I don't think there's anything you have to even put together on these. I think you just put them right to the base. Yeah, so they're pretty easy to get to play, which is a plus. And then the 3 bases. Just the 3 bases here. Large bases. And I think it's just the cards, and that's it. Let me just check underneath this just to make sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much to this. Again, the insert's pretty useless in this, so let me just show you some of the cards. So not really even a lot of cards to this, which I thought there would be a little bit more, but I do have supplement packs and everything to add to this world too, so I have plenty to add to it, so that I'm not worried about that. But the base set, get this plastic off here, there's not really much to it. I can see why people might have been disappointed initially, but so these are just the cue cards right here. see if I can get a good focus on these. Lava spaces. So it basically tells you how to deal with the lava spaces. So the reference cards. And then the back of it is how you deal with the burning markers. Yeah, lava space, more stuff on lava spaces. And then another one for burning markers. Are these totally exactly the same? I think they are. Yep, so 2 reference cards, exactly the same. Okay. All right. Let me show you some of the cards here. These cards are really thin. That's why I always sleeve them. Not like the Fortune and Glory and the Touch of Evil cards, but so basically all you get is a wandering enemy card, 2 wandering enemies, 3 wandering enemies. So low, medium, and high threats. Oops. And just the world card for Caverns of Cynder. So intense heat at the start of the hero's adventure. You take 1 hit from clothing for every clothing item they have equipped. Heroes are, but on the plus side, they're +1 max grit, because I guess you're fighting off the heat, so you get more grit. So that's good while you're in the Caverns of Cynder. Okay, and then let me see how many different the map deck. The map deck's actually quite a few cards. So they give you a Cynder map side and cards for the Cynder side and for the mine side. So let's see, 1, 2. I'll just show them to you. So it starts with the iconic platform, and you use these cards specifically for different map tiles. Pit of Torment, Drilling Chamber, Magma Pit, Lava Lake, Statue Chamber. Again, nothing that exciting. Magma Vents, Torture Chamber, another Magma Tunnel, 2 Magma Tunnels, Lava Bridge. That was the one I showed you with the bridge, I think. No, maybe it wasn't. 2 Lava Bridges, Short Passage, so there's no expiration tokens on these. Mid Passage, Long Passage, Cross Passage, so 1 of each, it looks like those. T-Junction, Corner Passages, Icon Platform. I think that was it. Yeah, so just all these right here. So that's it right there. So, yeah, okay size, nothing that exciting. And then you have your map deck for the mine sides. Black Pool, Rail Chutes, Rickety Bridge. Oh yeah, that was the bridge I showed you there. Blocked Rail, Campsite, Spider's Lair. I guess Corrosive Pools. Yeah, that was one with the green stuff on it, the water there. Magma River, Reinforced Room, 2 of those. Rail Split, 2 of those, yeah. Short Passage, Medium Passage, yeah, blah, blah. I did like later on how they, in the Belly of the Beast, they added, like, encounters for the passages, too, which is kind of neat. That wasn't in the Forbidden Fortress there. Corner Passages, T-Junctions, Cross Passage, and then, yeah, back to the Black Pool. So there you go. And then, finally, the encounter cards. Well, counter and darkness cards, I think. Well, gear cards too, and the artifact cards. So encounters. So these go along with the specific, some of them with the specific tiles. Rock Slide. So a lot of lore, spirit, agility tests. Dark Rift. Collapsed Tunnel. Bandit Hideout. Void Lair, Acid Drips, Scorching Hellfire, Voice of Corruption, Red Spectre, Black Blood of the Earth, Rock Slide, Dark Rift. I think I won it. I think Bandit Hideout. Void Lair, Acid Drips. I think I might have Scorching Hellfire. I think I might have started to repeat them. But anyway, so a few of these, maybe about 10 or so. And then the cool stuff. Not really that much of these. Not really that many artifacts. Wow. So there's only like 5 artifacts in the base set here. Draw an artifact card from the Caverns of Cynder artifacts deck. That's weird. Draw an artifact from the... So 2 of those. Wait a second here. There's only 3? Shadow Shard, Scroll of Flames, and Scroll of Flames. That's it? That can't be it. There's got to be more than that. Doesn't there? Hold on. And I'm just doing it in the order it's coming in. So just the Lava Men for your enemies. So 1 to 2 heroes, 1 Lava Men, D3 Lava Men 3 to 4, and 5 to 6, 1 Lava Men. So a couple of those. So they're all just Lava Men. Souls of the Damned. That's basically the Hungry Dead in hell. Lava Bats. So nothing that exciting. Wandering Enemy. Yeah, so very lackluster as far as that goes. I'm almost through this right here. And then you have... Oh, here we go. Here are the regular artifacts. So here we go. I thought they had to be more than that. So, here we go. Sorry. Scroll of Escargot. So, Corruption Points. Burning Markers. Another Scroll of Escargot. Amulet of Sticks. Amulet of Sticks again. Stone Gauntlets. These are good. +1 strength. And then a lot of weight to them, though. Book of Ancients. Fire Blade. Fire Whip. Boston Jar. Statue of the Shadow King. And then that's it. That's pretty much it. So nothing that exciting. Thankfully, I have other stuff to supplement it. And then finally, more... Looks like some more encounters here, which I'll briefly go over. So, yeah, so attack, lookout, attack, crumbling crust, treasures of greed, chain spirit, rising lava, dripping magma, invisible hellhounds, sign of the Shadow King, rusty cages, drilling machines, searing heat, lake of fire, stone sentry, venting steam, echoes of agony, and that's it. I think that was the start with. So again, nothing too exciting there, and that's pretty much it. That's all that's in the box. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. No, I didn't. So if I were to get this, I definitely would not be very excited. I'm glad I have a lot of other stuff. But if I were to get this, and you know, this is all that came in the box, I'd be pretty upset, I think. Definitely glad I have a lot of other stuff. But anyway, I just want to get this unboxed so I can basically add the experience tokens to the game and maybe add another enemy and some another fun place to go and try to explore. So anyway, so look for more of these. Probably be starting to do some more, you know, in the month of June, July. Get some more to the table there, and maybe even do a playthrough or two if I can by the end of the summer anyway. So thanks for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Hope everybody's doing well, and I will see you in the next unboxing video. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.